Ladies and gentlemen, are you confused over resolution? Well, you certainly will be at the end of this video. So there's actually a day one patch which is going to be released for the PlayStation 4 to make the single player version of Call of Duty Ghosts run at 1080p. Without it, the game actually outputs at 720p natively, so just to clarify, the multiplayer is unaffected. Now, a spokesperson was talking about this. This is from Activision, and they said Call of Duty Ghosts runs natively at 1080p on the PlayStation 4. There was, quote, a configuration issue in the retail version on the single-player mode only. This has been addressed with a day one software update. People will be able to download this day one update when the PlayStation 4 launches in their territory to play at native 1080p. So, end quote, let's just clarify a few things. That means that the footage that has been going around all of these different review sites isn't actually true 1080p. So it doesn't matter what resolution they were capturing at. They could have captured at 480p, they could have captured at 2 trillion p. It's irrelevant. Natively, the game was running only at 720p. So that means when people were doing all of these different graphical screenshot comparisons, it kind of didn't work because there was a lot of, let's go with discussion on the internet recently. And pretty much, if you boil it down to its very base raw elements, it's been this. There's been confusion because people have said, well, you know what, the PlayStation 4 version doesn't look that much better than the Xbox One version. What is going on? Was pretty much what people were saying, because the Xbox One version, it runs natively in 720p. And as it turns out, the PS4 version looked inferior to what you would expect. And there were various, banterings going backwards and forwards on Twitter and God knows what else. You guys know all the social media and review websites were getting interesting messages put towards them because, for example, some of the guys at Polygon were accused of accepting bribes because they said, well, the single-player version doesn't look that much better. Now people are retorting and said, well, maybe Polygon weren't actually telling us lies. Maybe they were actually telling the truth, and the other websites were the ones that just had rose-tinted glasses on for the PlayStation 4 version. But then others are retorting and saying, well, actually no, because they were saying the same thing about multiplayer as well. One thing is absolutely 100 unequivocally % bloody certain. This generation is not only coming down to the wire in terms of development time. I mean, I honestly believe that this is like a situation where they've just not had enough time. They've clearly been pretty much burning the midnight oil trying to get these titles working. I mean, Call of Duty Ghosts on the PC is a great example about this. For those of you who don't know, there are actually massive slowdowns of Call of Duty Ghosts when you are, guess what, on the title menu. And that's if you're playing on a Steam version, if you've got your friends list. So there's tons of little bugs at the moment. So does that mean the Xbox One version is off the hook? No. The Xbox One version, from what we can tell, is actually running natively in 720p, so, at least it's doing what it's supposed to do, I suppose. The question is, does that mean that the frame rate and everything else is running how it should be? I honestly don't know yet. There's a media crapstorm right now that is brewing. People are questioning how in the hell did the configuration issue, I'm using that in, big huge ass quotes the size of pretty much 1 trillion font. How the hell did that actually end up into the retail build? Is it possible that they were actually targeting that all along, and then the retail build just kind of, they figured they had extra power, or was it something different? Because it's honestly fairly baffling. It's very rare that I actually have no theories that are really solid, but I'm just really confused right now. I mean, it's just kind of weird, because from the way it seems, it was only happening with the review copies. In other words, the review and retail versions, because they're not getting beta footage. So all the reviews you're seeing are retail. So to clarify, from what I'm reading, from what's being said, all of the reviews we've seen of Call of Duty Ghosts on the PlayStation 4 are looking inferior to what they should be. Oh dear. If anyone wants me, I will be on Facebook, and I will be building myself a nuclear fallout shelter. If anyone wishes to join me inside, I would recommend bringing lots of food, water decontaminants, and everything else that you would expect. The bunker is definitely lead-lined, so we shall be free and clear of dying from, the fallout, which is going to be no doubt coming not only from Infinity Ward, but the ragings of not only PlayStation fans, but Xbox fans as well. So anyway, I will be heading into my bunker about now, so I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.